Hey everybody, what's up? Week one is in the can, and I wanted to do this video just to kind of give you an idea of like what to expect at this point on. Now, obviously, week one is in the books. That's kind of like the learning curve week. We start to get used to like eating off the list, how to calculate our protein, how to make sure we're hitting our protein every day. Now, I know a lot of people had questions as well that I want to try to touch upon talking to you guys. And the first one is going to be the protein intake. And why it's so important, because again the body thrives off protein. It builds muscle, it helps burn fat. I mean, it speeds up your metabolism the more muscle you have, so there's a lot of good benefits to it. And if you look at any diet out there, the one common denominator is always high protein. So I want you guys to get used to increasing your protein in your diet and how important that's going to be going forward after the 30 days. That is definitely one of the healthy habits that I want you guys to continue with every single day. Now, I'm giving the women 100 grams to hit every day. I'm giving the men 150 grams to hit every day. And to be honest, that's like on the low end of the expectations. If you usually look online, they want you to probably get about gram per body weight. So, it's going to be more than 100 grams. But just to give you an idea of how little protein that you really have in your diet. And when it comes to calories and stuff, like where all these other calories are coming from if our protein isn't even where it's supposed to be. So there's a lot to it. Now, how do you calculate your protein? How do you know how to get to 100 grams or more? Well, a lot of it's going to take a little bit of work, especially at the beginning. Like, we're really going to need to start calculating stuff. A food scale is so important. I sent you guys an email about that. I sent you an email about different things you can do as far as like how important meal prepping is. Do you want a meal service? Like, there's so many different ways that can help you during these next 30 days. And I'm trying my best to just give you the least amount of work as possible. Like I said, I tweaked this reset a little bit to try to make things like protein more of a priority, letting you have things like the protein powder, which in some of the reset diets out there, they don't want you to have that for 30 days. But I'm letting you have that because I want us to really focus on the protein itself and getting to those goals and utilizing different things around us to make sure we get there. And it's just all part of the process. So I know some of you picked up protein powder, which is great because a serving of that is going to give you like 20 to 30 grams just off the bat. So for instance, someone like me, I might have one early in the morning and I'm already 25, 30 grams of protein up before 8 o'clock. So think about that too. Increasing the protein is also going to increase your calories, but don't worry about that. This is all stuff we can talk about after the 30 days if you still need guidance and stuff like that. And like I said, calculating your protein using things like food scales. Check and see what you have access to. That's the first thing I do. I look in my fridge, I get all the protein. I get things like steak, ground beef, chicken, shrimp, salmon, tuna, like anything I can find that's on the list that's a protein source. I get it out on the counter and I look and I say, what do I need to eat per day to hit my grams, right? So that's what you gotta do, calculate per day or I do per 3 days, right? So on Sunday, I figure out what do I need every day to get me to Wednesday, and then I go from Wednesday to get me to the weekend. And on the weekend, if I'm home, I can usually monitor it from there. So again, biggest thing, take a look at what you have, bring it out, start calculating how many grams in this serving, how many grams in this serving, and make it so every day you have 100 grams or 150 grams at your disposal. So when it comes time to eat, and you sit there and you start to panic and maybe you don't even have the sources on you to get to the goals that we need. So think about that and how important that is to make sure we are prepped a day or so in advance to make sure we have access to the stuff that we need. And again, I want to really reiterate that this is just 30 days. It's just 30 days that we need to stick to this list. I know the list is giving people a hard time, but you've got to be creative with it. You really do, because again, this is more than just weight loss. It's more than just fat loss. Like, the reason that these foods are not on the list that you may be craving is because they do stuff to the body that you may not even know is happening. For instance, some of these things could be causing inflammation that we don't know about, bloating that we don't know about, bad sleep, skin issues, right? So a lot of these foods that we're eating on a regular basis, healthy or not, could be disagreeing with our own personal body. And that's what we're trying to figure out. So the more we cheat and not stick to the list, the less we're going to get the data that we need to kind of figure that stuff out. So all of a sudden now we start cheating here and there, then your body never has time to figure out and to get itself reset, which is the whole idea of this thing. Of course, it's going to be hard. Everything is hard that's worth it. But again, this is called a reset for a reason. We want to reset things in your body, like your gut health and stuff like that, your metabolism. I mean, there's gonna be a period of a withdrawal where we feel gross, we feel like we're having cravings, but we just gotta try to push through that. And that's usually your body reacting to the things that it wants, specifically sugar. So that's what these first 10 days are gonna feel like for most people. The more you stick to the list, the better you're going to be in the long run. If you keep cheating here and there for these next 30 days, you're never gonna get past that withdrawal period because it's always gonna want more what it's currently having. So guys, do your best for the next couple of weeks to really try to stick to the list and be creative with it. Now, when it comes to meals, I know people were talking about getting sick of the same old meals. You're gonna get sick of the same old meals. You've got to be creative with it. This is a reset. This is a 30-day thing. It's not gonna be a cakewalk. It's gonna be boring. But like I said, at the end of the day, you can start adding these things back in that you like. Don't go crazy and start adding everything back in, but slowly, and then kind of see how your body reacts to it. If you've been sleeping great weeks 3 and 4, and we add cheese back in, and all of a sudden the next day you sleep like crap, take notes of that. And then you would know to yourself, okay, obviously there's something going on here. This cheese didn't make me feel good. I'll try it again. Okay, same thing. Now I'm going to really limit my cheese intake because I know it doesn't make me feel good. Same thing with like bloating and anything else. We're going to have to monitor that as we start to bring this stuff back in. But again, it's going to be boring, but at the same time, just take a look at the list. You've got protein sources. There's a lot on there. There's seafood, there's beef, there's venison, there's chicken, there's turkey, there's so much things on there that can be your protein base, right? And then you look, and I say as like a carb source, I'm saying, okay, what about rice or sweet potato? So just use one of those. And then you got a bunch of veggies that you can throw in there too. So again, just build, mix and match different things. That's the easiest way. For me, I personally am fine with the same old stuff. So for instance, if you look at my normal day, it's steak and rice, salmon and rice, steak and sweet potato. I'll do a salad with tuna on it. So a can of tuna is going to give me like 30 grams of protein right there, maybe even more. And then sometimes I'll do canned salmon. So I'll buy the canned salmon for like $1.20. I think it's like 25 grams in that one can. I'll do 2 cans in a bowl, and I'll take avocado and I'll mix it in. And all of a sudden now I've got 40 grams of protein in this one little container. So tuna, you can do the same way. Mix it with the avocado, 2 containers of tuna, 2 little cans. I mean, that's going to give you like 50, 60 grams right there. So again, just be mindful, think about this stuff, and just come up with different concoctions to do. Again, they're not all going to be glorious meals, but it's going to be effective and efficient. So guys, hopefully I broke it down a little bit to help make this next couple weeks a little bit easier. Like I said, if you're sticking to this list pretty strong, you're going to start feeling a heck of a lot better after day 10 than you may right now. If you're picking here and there, it's going to be a lot harder to get on track because you're giving your body little things to kind of cut the cravings, which we have to try to avoid. For the next 30 days, that's it. This isn't a lifetime. This is 30 days, and then we add some things back in, and then it becomes maintenance. So a couple people that have weighed in front of me have all seen pretty good results already. So, and I know who they are because they're the ones that are sticking to the list pretty damn close, if not 100%. So keep it up, guys. It's only been 7 days. That is it. So even if you're like, oh, I only lost 2 pounds, 2 pounds in 7 days. Everybody's body reacts differently. And again, it's not all about the weight loss. It's going to come, but you have to stay consistent. That is the key. Now, expectations as well. After 7 days of start, you can weigh in just to kind of see how we're doing and to know, am I being truthful with myself? Am I stuck to this list? Am I getting my protein and I still haven't lost any weight? Then come to me about it. If you're saying, oh, I haven't lost anything, but you're not sticking to the list, you're not really hitting your protein, then that's on you because that's the rules to follow, right? So people that are sticking to it are already seeing some results. So guys, there's still plenty of time left. So make sure we get on that horse. And of course, I'm always there for question and answers. So just leave it in the app. I try my best to get to the app every day. Depending on the schedule of my day, it's sometimes a little bit harder, even on the weekend. So I try my best to get back to you, but definitely let me know if you need any other help. I'm here for you guys. You can do it. Keep it up. We're almost halfway there.